Welcome back to the show. Well, you will recognise our next guest as the Beau Repairs pin-up boy of 25 years. Now, what you might not know is that he is also an accomplished jazz singer and actor, and I'd like to welcome, very exciting for me, Vince Martin to Good Morning. Lovely to have you on the show, Vince.
Good morning, thank you. Nice to be here.
Now, you are now based in America, and you have in fact been for the last 15 years, and you sing jazz in New York.
Jazz and blues, yeah.
And New Jersey. What an amazing life. Tell me about it.
Well, music has always been my first love. I think I started my first band when I was about 12 years old or something, and just after the Beatles came out, and I did Beatle tunes. And slowly started getting interested in classical music and opera, and then eventually jazz and blues.
And so where do you perform in New York?
All the jazz dives around, the Iridium, Blue Note, a lot of piano bars, and just about every restaurant in New York has a grand piano in the corner somewhere. So I'll either work with a piano player or accompany myself on the guitar, a trio. I also have a 21-piece big band in New York. Oh, how fabulous. Which we always have to wait for a corporate gig because they're the only ones that can afford it.
That's right. Now, do people know who you are over there? And, you know, like, I'm sure New Zealanders are beside themselves if they see you performing, but what do Americans know of you?
Well, mainly in New York, really. I've got a little sort of local circuit that I do, and wherever I perform at, there's usually a few people that turn up. It's a very large cabaret scene in New York, as you know, as you've done that yourself. And places like Don't Tell Mama is where you've been to as well.
Yes.
Great place to start, and when you do your gigs at one venue, you promote the other, and then they turn up and see you, and slowly you build up a fan base. So do they know about your fan base here in New Zealand? Because you,
no. 25 years, you're the longest presenter on New Zealand television, so they don't know that. What happens when a Kiwi comes to your show in New York?
Oh, that happens a bit too. I'll be walking down Times Square and say, hey, Vince, how's your black stump? And all this sort of stuff, you know, and...
what do you do?
Sing Winter Wonderland and Where's the Bluebird of Happiness landing on your hand and all this sort of stuff.
And what do you do? Like, how do you feel when that happens?
I think it's great. It always catches me by surprise. Sometimes I'll have a bit of a fun and I'll put on my terribly bad American accent and I'll say, excuse me, who? And I'll pretend that it's not me, and they'll end up saying, God, you look just like him. Oh, really?
Just like Vince Martin. Yeah. Look, for those who haven't seen some of your commercials, and I can't imagine there are many, we've got a little clip, so I just want to bring this up and then talk about this whole Beau Repairs relationship.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not true about the gold tire. I just said that to get your attention. Sneaky, eh?
Because that was always the whole thing, that you're always promising jumbo jets or gold tyres. And what do you put down to the longevity of this relationship that you've had with Beau Repairs?
This to me is actually the true Vince Martin. There's a man called Hugh Walsh. He writes all the scripts, comes up with all the ideas, and he's there every time we shoot the ads and directs me how to say it. I have some input.
Has he been there since the beginning?
No, not since the beginning. I think he's been doing it for the last 10, 11 years or something like that.
When you first got the job, what happened? Was there an audition across Australasia?
Yeah. I got a call from my agent saying, you want to go for an ad in New Zealand? I'm sure. So all my mates and I turned up and we were handed a script that said, G'day, I'm... And then there was a blank, and then the rest of the commercial you had to say, and you just had to fill the blank in with your name. And for whatever reason, I got it.
And so how did you sort of get this, you know, because you've got the cheeky grin and you know, I suppose, sexiness and seduction of it. Was that there from the very beginning? Is that what got you the gig?
Well, Len Potts, the original guy who wrote the scripts, was very specific about what he wanted in this character rather than a presenter. And he wanted sort of the larrikin, cheeky type guy, and he got me to do it a few times till finally there was a take that he was happy with. So, you know, it's kind of because of Len that it kind of started that way, you know. He almost said, you know, you don't really care whether people buy tyres or not. It just completely remove yourself from it. And I came up with the goods, I guess. And
it has become bigger than the tyres in a way. I mean, you're more well known than the tyre. I mean, the two, you know.
Well, I'm not sure about that, because when I walk down the streets here, I get, there's Vince Martin, but I also hear a lot, there's the Beau Repairs man. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I presume you use Beau Repairs. Can you even get them in the States?
I can get their tyres that they sell over here, but I don't think bow repairs are in Australia. In America,
in America
no,
they don't operate. Now, the other thing, you did get one big role as an actor, which was with Tom Hanks in Castaway. One of my favourite movies. I think I've seen it 6 times. What was it like working with him?
Oh, he's great. The pure professional. He knows everyone's names. In fact, when I was living in Hollywood, I was talking to my daughter on the telephone, and she was in Australia, and I heard the beep on my phone. And I said, hang on, Emma, just got to take, there's a call coming
It's Tom.
And it was. I said, hello, hey, Vin, it's Tom. And I said, hi, Tom, how are you? And he said, can you give me a ride tomorrow? My car's in the shop. So I had to go around to Hollywood Hills early in the morning and pick him up in my $600 Lincoln and drive him to the studio.
And to his Hollywood mansion.
Yeah.
Wonderful stuff. And just very quickly, you just mentioned your daughter. You've got a daughter in Australia and grandchildren too.
I have 3 grandchildren, yes.
And how often do you get to see them all?
Not often enough. I try and get back at least once a year, spend a bit of time with them so I can, you know, I sort of watch them growing up in little stages, and that's not enough, but
well,
that's the way it is.
When they get older, they'll be able to visit you in the Big Apple. Wonderful
Skype
stuff.
is certainly helping, so...
Oh, yeah, it's great Skype. Well, anyway, don't go anywhere because we're going to hear a couple of numbers from you, which I'm so excited about. Also, we're giving away a fabulous prize, which I'm going to tell everyone right now. This is incredible. We are giving away 25,000 Flybuys points today. To put this in context, you could buy 12 return flights from Auckland to Sydney with that. And, of course, this is in celebration of Vince's 25 years with Bow Repairs and with Flybuys. All you have to do is name the tyre company. Did I just mention it? Vince Martin represents. Well, if you don't know that, I don't know what to say. Enter online or send your answer to Good Morning Bow Repairs giveaway. Could we give it any? PO Box 31643, Lower Hutt 5040. Well, right after the break, Vince is going to sing for us. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you soon.